Hey everybody, Miss Bruce here, and we are going to read Seed to Plant. While we are reading, we are going to talk about text features. Do you remember what text features are? We talked about it when we were in school. Text features are things that help us understand what we read, like the title, like the table of contents. Remember the glossary in the back? That's a text feature. Diagrams, photographs, captions, all of those things are text features. So as we read this story, I want you to think about the text features that are in Seed to Plant, and I'll be pointing some out too. You ready to get started? All right, here we go. All right, what is a plant? A plant is a living thing. It stays in one place, but it grows and changes, just like you. Right. On just this page right here, we see we have a heading. The heading is, what is a plant? So you know this whole page is going to be about what is a plant, right? I'm going to read over here. Plants can be big or small. Some have flowers, others also grow fruit. Trees are plants too. Have you noticed outside all the beautiful flowers blooming? It just makes my heart grow. It makes me feel so cheerful when I see all the plants in bloom. Okay, so right here we have a photograph. And this part right here is called the caption. The caption tells us what the photograph is about. So that is a white water lily. Did you know that some plants can grow in the water? Isn't that cool? Down here, this is a fern. I'm trying to let it show you fern. The bottom, you see it says fern. That's another type of plant. I actually have some of those in my yard. Over here, we have a photograph of a tangerine tree. You can see the tangerines growing on it. Did you know that tangerines grew in a tree? Right here, we have an orchid and a photograph of the orchid. At the bottom of the page, so we're on page 5. Now we're moving to 6 and 7. Let me move this up here. Okay, so it says, plants are a big part of our world. Farmers grow. These plants give us food. Okay, on to page 7. Some plants can be used to make clothing. Your t-shirt is made from cotton plants. Did you know that? It's pretty cool, huh? Other plants are cozy homes for animals. This is a little bear in a tree. This big photograph right here is a picture of a farm. You can see the tractor pulling this thing, which I think is called a combine. I believe I'm not absolutely 100% on that, but it's something that is blowing the grass or the hay up into this right here. In the back over here, there's a barn and a silo. All right, let's look at the next page. Parts of a plant. You know that I love plants so much. You can use your body to remember the parts of a plant. So go ahead and stand up like a plant. Your arms are like the leaves, your body is like a stem, and your feet are like the roots. Roots hold the plant in the ground. The stem helps the plant stand up tall. Leaves soak in sunlight. So we see that this text feature here is called a diagram. You have a picture of something and then words pointing to the different parts of it. So leaves, stem, and roots. Do you know what the title of this page is? Say it out loud. Did you say parts of a plant? You are right. That would be the title or the heading of this page. How does a plant begin? Well, let's take a look. Number 1, let's dig in. Most plants start as seed. There's a seed. The seed splits open. A shoot pushes out. This is called germination. You say germination. Say it again, germination. that's when the new plant starts to grow. It becomes active, and it's not just a seed anymore. It's becoming a plant. So we see that right there. That's germination happening. Number 3, a new plant is beginning. So there's the seed, and we see inside the new plant beginning. Seedlings start to grow. Roots reach down into the soil. A stem pushes up into the air. So in this diagram, we see there's right when the little seed just got started, getting bigger. Here's the roots. This is the stem to hold the plant upright. And the leaves are what take in the sun and give the plant food. A plant grows. Just like you, a plant grows bigger and bigger. The roots spread out and down into the soil. The stem gets thicker and stronger. More leaves and branches grow. Buzzword. Soil is the top layer of earth, which plants grow. We've talked about the layers of the earth before. We see over here, the boys and girls watering a garden will help it grow. That's one of the needs of a plant, is water. What do plants need? So right here you have a box. This is a box, and it tells you all of the words that we're going to talk about. These are all of the needs of a plant. Plants need these things in order to grow. Soil, also known as dirt. Water, like we just talked about. Food, sunlight, air, and space. Water and some food come up from the soil. The roots soak them up. Sunlight and air enter through the leaves. Plants use them to make more food. Plants also need space to grow. All right, so right here we see a big picture of a beautiful tree. This is a diagram again. So there's arrows and words telling you what is what inside this picture. You see right here, the sunlight. The leaves are taking in the sunlight. The leaves are also taking in the air. Notice that this tree has plenty of space. There's nothing else right up on top of it, not another plant growing or a big house or anything right beside it. Down here we have soil. Okay, and I bet you know what all these things are. These are its root system. And the roots take in water and food. So plants get food from the dirt. Soil has different nutrients in it, like nitrogen. So the root will soak up the good things that it needs from the soil, as well as the water. All right, let me ask you a question. How does a flower ride a bike? With its petals. So silly. 6 fun plant facts. Number 1, this palm tree seed can weigh as much as a 4th grader. My goodness. It's the heaviest seed in the world. Look at that. As much as a 4th grader, that must be like 50 or 60 pounds at least. That's a lot. Number 2, scrub-a-dub in the tub. Plants are used in many soaps and shampoos. Number 3, the paper for this book was made from trees. Yep. Number 4, one sunflower can make as many as 1,000 seeds. That's pretty amazing. All these will turn into seed. Number 5, bamboo grows the fastest of any plant. It can grow as tall as a 3-year-old kid in one day. That's amazing. And in Memphis, we have a lot of bamboo around. I notice all the time in people's yards. Number 6, the tallest living tree is taller than the Statue of Liberty in New York. Wow, that's amazing. All right, let's talk about how flowers bloom. Flowers bloom. Many plants grow flowers. They start as a bump called a bud. The bud slowly opens, petals gently unfold. You see the prefix inside unfold? The prefix would be un, right? All right. Surprise! It's a flower. That's a very pretty flower. That's a lily. All right, here is another joke for you. What did one flower say to another? Hi, bud. Get it? Sticky pollen. Sticky pollen. So the heading of this is called what, guys? Sticky pollen. Flowers make a sticky powder called pollen. Pollen sticks to birds and bees when they fly from flower to flower. Then the pollen rubs off on other flowers. This is called pollination. It helps the flowers make seeds. So this little bee, he's going to go to one flower and he's just going to shake all around and drink up his nectar. When he's doing that, all that yellow stuff on him? That's called pollen. It's stuck all over him. So then he flies to another flower and the pollen that's already on him gets off in another flower. Some of it falls off. And so that's what causes pollination. And we need plants to pollinate in order to make seeds or to make the fruit or vegetables that they give us. So, buzzword, pollination, the moving of pollen from one flower to another. This makes a seed grow. All right, seeds. Plants keep seeds in different places. Many plants grow a case around the seed. This case is called a pod. Peas and maple tree seeds grow in pods. Maybe you've seen these seeds, or the pods, I should say. The seed is inside of the pod. They're the ones that fly down. They kind of look like a helicopter and they fly down. And then down here, we see a pea pod. So if you've had peas, or you open it up and then inside are the seeds or the peas, or maybe like a green bean, a long green bean. You open it up and inside are the beans. Those are the seeds. Okay, here's an orange. Orange seeds are different. Their seeds are on the inside. See, they're the orange seeds. But strawberry seeds are on the outside. Strawberry seeds. I love a fresh strawberry in the summertime. Question. What does one plant say when it doesn't want any company? Leave me alone. These jokes are so cheesy. Now the seed takes a trip. Some float on the wind, others are carried away by animals. The seeds fall to the ground. Soon they sprout or germinate. A new plant begins. You see this bird? This is a female cardinal. A bird carries a berry with a seed inside. So there's a little berry, and inside the berry is a seed. A squirrel holds a large seed. There he is. And I know you guys have seen one of these out in the yard. You take it and you blow it and you make a wish. Dandelion seeds scatter in the wind. Zadie especially loves the dandelion seeds. Pass the plants, please. People and animals eat plants to stay healthy. How many plants did you eat today? Think about it. How many plants have you eaten? Well, for me, I had a banana for breakfast, and I just had some lasagna for lunch, and inside the lasagna is tomatoes. So I had some tomatoes, and I had a banana today. What about you? In the picture here, we see a panda, and a panda eats a bamboo plant. That's all pandas eat is bamboo. Watermelon is a fruit that comes from a plant. So you can also make your garden grow. If you have these things at home, you could do this little project. You can ask a grown-up for your own bean plant. What you're going to need is 1 lima bean seed. It doesn't have to be a lima bean. It could be any kind of a bean that you have around the house. A cup of water, a 4-inch flower pot. Again, you could use a jar. You could use a paper cup. You could use other things instead of a flower pot. That's just actually downstairs. I started some seeds and I have the top of a milk carton and I put dirt in the top of not a milk carton, an egg carton. So I put dirt in the top of an egg carton and the bottom of an egg carton, and that's where I'm growing my seeds in. And then you need soil. Okay, so step 1, soak your seed in a cup of water overnight. Step 2, fill the flower pot with soil. Push your seed down into the soil about 1 inch. 1 inch is about the first knuckle on your finger. That one right there, that's about 1 inch. Number 3, add a little bit of water to moisten the soil. Notice that she's using, or he's using, like a measuring cup. He's not just like taking a bunch of water and putting it in there, just a little bit. Number 4, place the pot in a warm, sunny spot. Add a little water whenever your soil gets dry. Your seedling should sprout in a week. So your plant will germinate, and then a little seedling's gonna come up. All right, you wanna hear another joke? What's a plant's favorite drink? Root beer. Get it? Because plants have roots. What in the world? These pictures show close-up views of things in this book. Use the hints below to figure out what's in the pictures. The answers are down here. I'm going to hide them with my pictures so you can't see. Okay, so right here we have a word bank. Remember, we look at the word bank first. Leaf, rain, bee, bud, strawberry, sunflower. Okay, so we're going to look at the pictures and then we're going to match the pictures to the word. So number 1, take a good look. It says hint. If this opens into a flower. Number 2, this part of the plant takes in sunlight and air. This flower can make up to 1,000 seeds. This falls and waters the plants. Number 5, this buzzes as it flies from flower to flower. And number 6, this has seeds on the outside. All right, so have you already started to think about what each picture is? I'm going to give you some time to think. Remember to look at the words up here to help you. Okay, so number 1. Does anyone know what that one is? Did you say a sunflower? No, it's not a sunflower, is it? Did you say a bud? If you said a bud, you're right. That's a bud, little bud, and it's going to open up into a beautiful flower. All right, pat yourself on the back. You got that one right. Number 2, what is this? Did you say that this is a bee? Oh, that's not a bee. Did you say that it is an up-close view of a leaf? If you did, you are right. That is a leaf. Kiss your brain. Boing. Number 3, what is that, guys? It's a sunflower. Number 4, what is that? Water. I know you got both of those. Number 5, what is that? It's a bumblebee. And number 6 is a strawberry. Okay, give yourself a big hug. You're doing so good. Good job. Oh, excuse me, I have an itch. All right. So over here, this is the glossary. Remember our text features? So this is the glossary. It is telling you what these words mean and it's giving you a picture. So right here we have germination. Remember, that is the sprouting of a new plant from a seed. So the seed splits open and a little plant shoot comes out. That's germination. Number 2, pollination. The moving of pollen from one flower to another, and that this makes the seeds grow, like we said. So the bee goes from one flower, buzz, gets his nectar, gets pollen all over him. He comes over and visits this flower, buzz, leave some of the pollen, and then that causes a seed to grow. Okay, down here, a seedling is a young plant. If you do the experiment, maybe you can but you can help your own seedling grow. And then right here, soil, the top layer of earth which plants grow in. And we see that these are carrots. All right, guys. You did such a good job with seed to plant. I hope that you learned a little bit about seeds turning into plants, and I hope that you had a good review of text features. All right, until next time, keep on reading.